All right. Happy Monday, everybody. I am one of your co hosts for today for the Black Market Podcast. I am Jerome Vincent, aka the Market Prodigy.
What is going on, everybody? Raheem the Dream is here. Let's get it.
Uh, man, I don't even know where to start, so I'm gonna jump right in here just to show this screen right here. This right here. Oh, well, hold on a second. This is 4K.
I know it's been a minute, man.
Checking in.
1000. What's going on, everybody? 4K kid checking in the middle of what Jerome was talking about, but
Hey,
continue, please.
we just not getting started. I figure I would start with all of this. I don't know if I want to call this like the Valentine's Day massacre. Good God.
I'm just trying to see what them little green ones is.
That's what I was.
I got all these screens here, man. This is McDonald's. They survived. Goodness, what's this? Trust Financial Corporations, but you know, we said that maybe
Oh,
stuff in the financials might survive with the rate hikes because they may actually not get hit as much. I'm not even sure who CME Group is, but we do know it's a financial group.
yeah.
But man, look at that. That's ridiculous. This is the S&P here. We can take a little look at the Nasdaq, but oh my God, it's even worse.
We went from two green to nothing.
Oh
Tech
my
slamming.
goodness. I mean, and we knew, well, if you guys have been, well, not you guys, but if the public have been paying attention to the podcast, we saw this coming, and especially on Friday, that CPI report, Consumer Price Index. Man, what were they expecting? Well, first off, that CPI report is basically like their metric for measuring for inflation, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's like the cost for a basket of goods in United States. I think it's exclude. Is it excluding utilities and something else?
That's a good question.
But basically, they were the feds, they were expecting, or everyone, the public, the feds knew, but the public was expecting that number to come in at about 8.3%, which is really high, but it came in real hot at about 8.5%. And the bottom line on that is showing that inflation has increased month over month since last month. So
Yeah.
inflation is not dying down; it's getting worse, and the market did not take to that well. We saw a mass sell-off on Friday, and boy, as you can see on the screen, it continued today.
Yeah. I mean, no pullback or nothing.
That sell off started early too.
Oh my God. I mean, and I was reading my stuff this morning and they were saying like the German markets, like the futures stuff, like everything was down. The Chinese markets were down. And usually when you see that, because you know those markets gonna open up before our markets and they were already down. So it was just a domino effect from there.
I mean, jeez.
I mean, I was, whew, I'm telling you, I was a little nervous at first, but the way, I mean, cause I had a red day on Thursday, and I was like, you know what, fool me once, shame on me, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, man. On Friday before it closed, man, I went put heavy, man. What did I do? I bought five. These are naked puts that I bought. I bought five naked puts on Netflix. I bought 10 naked puts on Roblox, and I bought 10 naked puts on Microchip
You said you made
MCHP.
enough to retire, didn't
Boy, that's why I put in the chat. Man, boy, that I mean, 5 minutes into the morning, I'd be like, as soon as those option contracts updated, because everything had already dropped down pre-market or whatever. Oh my God, I saw like $3,000. I was like, what? Yeah, bro. I went ahead and closed them out.
There you go. I know you cash that joker out.
Hey, I was up there at first. I was trying to be greedy, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go because my record is like 4K in a day, so I'm gonna go for this. And I was like, listen here, dummy. I said, you need to go ahead and close this out. So I closed out my account by like before 10 o'clock this morning. I made that, and I jumped back in after lunchtime today because I saw that because I thought we was gonna have a relief rally, but obviously that didn't happen. So I mean, right now I'm shorting. I got puts on Netflix. I got a vertical put spread on Netflix, and I got 10 naked puts on Micron.
Good. Yeah, so I had called Heen on Friday to try to get him back into the market. He had made his money too early. He said, I'm out of here. I'm not jumping back in.
Hey, they had already set it up for us, man. They try to do it today, do it early.
Yeah, we didn't have that same momentum though that we had on Friday though. But.
Oh nah.
Man.
Maybe we'll see what type of that relief. Maybe we'll get a little relief.
I thought that relief rally was I was almost sure it was gonna come early in the morning. It looked like it wanted to come, but it never quite showed up. So let me show here real quick.
Do you think maybe they just going ahead and trying to price in these rates for Wednesday?
I'm not sure. I don't know what they're doing now because it's like we know the number was hot and that was Friday, and I expected to sell off on Friday, but then just the continuation of it today, and now you're hearing that R word being thrown around, that R word known as recession,
Yeah.
Because the gap play that was there today was insane. Even just looking at where it went from start to finish was just the numbers were moving was ridiculous. So I think if they keep throwing that R word around, we might, that's going to scare a lot of people.
Hey, look, it don't scare me.
It might influence some people to. But this is an interesting market though, because we realistically, if you're just starting to trade within the last 5 years, even, you really wouldn't have seen a market like this.
I mean, I just got this. I'm showing some of this like on my little 3-minute chart. I'll slide some of this stuff over, get it out of the way. But it's on a 3-minute chart. But you can see how the market. Well, the SPY closed at about about 392, somewhere around there. Dropped down pretty heavy, and then I was expecting it to drop down just a little bit, maybe around like that 379 or something, and come up, but it never came up. I mean, around what time was that today? That's around 11 o'clock. It did have a little bit of a rally, but this purple right here is like my 200 period moving average or whatever. And when I see that it didn't eclipse that, I was like, this thing it's not gonna go.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
We definitely definitely getting down in here. Maybe we can get that. Hey, we didn't get the relief early,
but this is what
what this week will be, because I mean that tear off Friday. I mean it left too much behind. It's a lot of money on the table up there.
This is power slide.
Really what I've been focusing on and made me decide to go short some more. I like to deal with like the standard deviations. Here's your SPY right here, and if I come here and zoom in just a little bit, you'll notice that. Look at where we are down here, just to show how I do like my standard deviations. You got like a normal distribution right here at the white. This is where like your average price. In the yellow right here, it likes to be within these yellow lines 68% of the time. And then you come out here, that's your first standard deviation. Second standard deviation is about 95% of the time. It wants to be in between the greens. Third, oh my God, less than 5% of the time it wants to be in between the green and the red. And you see we're down here really overextended, stretching down to this red. And I've got that red marked at about $370. You notice that we closed today at 375. It didn't quite get there today. What I was afraid of though was like that gap down though. So there is a gap between about 387 and about 380. I thought what it was going to do was do a gap fill first and jump up this morning and then head south. But I think that bearish sentiment is so much that it just kept going. And also notice here, I like to put this. I marked this on my chart here, bear market territory, because we know that people throw out that bear market all the time, but from a actual, if you're looking at actual numbers, the bear market is once you're 20% from your high. So I marked that a couple of weeks ago, and you see we got down to that bear market. I think there was one day that we actually got in there on the SPY and came out of it the next day, and we were doing that on Friday. So I thought it was gonna do the same thing, just kiss it and bounce back up. But this time, I mean, today is where we saw that breakthrough, and it broke officially into the bear market. Now, if you go,
say, do you got 800 on there?
huh?
You got 800 on there?
What you mean?
You got 800 EMA on that chart right there.
No, I got a that's a 200. These I got 3 moving averages on here. I've got the purple is the 200, the blue right here is the 50, and the brownish gold kind of color is my 20-day simple moving average.
Okay. The reason I asked is because, that on my chart, I got 800 on there, and right where that red line is the 800 EMA as well. So that is it's a really critical level. But
oh yeah,
I mean, this 800 EMA, that red counter went straight down past it.
And then what I like to do I like to take a step back and zoom out. So then when I zoom out to the weekly chart right here, this is when I start to look at, okay, where were we at COVID? And all I have to really do is come all the way back here. I can tell this happened. This was 2020. We had the COVID dip right here. Looking at my standard deviation here, it dipped below that 200-day moving average right here. Dipped below that first standard deviation almost to the second. And what we see here is, yes, we've already gone below that first standard deviation. So next up, I think, is we're approaching that 200 period moving average, which would be 349. If we go for that, I mean, we closed at 375 today. People think it's bad. Oh boy.
This is just survive. This is just like, can you make it through keep your account together?
Yeah. It was like, it can't get any worse than this. And when you look at it on the daily looks bad. But this right here, this is historic. This is 3 years of data. This trumps what we were looking at on the daily right here. And based on this, we could keep going. We're in official bear market territory. We just got there on the SPY. But when you talk about like the NASDAQ, oh my God, I just looked at it this morning. We've been there for the NASDAQ already. Now I'll go back.
That's what I was just looking at. We're back at the NASDAQ of where it was in 2020.
Yeah, you see, I marked it on here. 20% from the high of this year. That would be like a 322. We're at 275 right now. Bear market was way up here. Look how far down we are right here. But you do see on the NASDAQ at that second standard deviation, it came right to it today and kissed it. So
stayed there and ended the day at it, yeah.
Tomorrow is gonna be really, really. I want to see what it's gonna do.
I just want to see if we're gonna get our relief or if they're gonna just keep flooding down. But I tell you one thing, I ain't gonna wait on it this time.
No. I thought I thought, and 8 o'clock was early enough to be in the market, but apparently it's 7. Good God.
Let me tell you, I was so
This,
tempted.
this momentum like this, and it's passing through these key levels, blowing through them and sweeping the lows.
Yeah.
Gotta take advantage of it.
Man, it was so tempting for me to everybody's saying buy the dip and everything. I mean, we got stocks at all time lows right now. If you look at the scanner that I got, I call it like this is really my clearance scanner that I have here. And we got some big boys here. Look at Apple. Apple is sitting here. We talking about first standard deviation, second standard deviation. This one is in that area where it wants to be there 5% at a time. Look how low this thing is right now. I wanted to scoop up some Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon. I wanted to buy something so bad. But I know that this sell-off is not finished yet, and I'm not buying anything.
You can't almost average this.
They don't fight that market. Do not fight it. I mean, I got a couple pennies in my pocket, but I'm not dumb. Like, that's nothing compared to these hedge funds, and they throwing out millions and millions and millions of dollars. They have the money to move the market. You know, we just picking up breadcrumbs as retail investors.
Right. I couldn't imagine now some of those accounts, some of those big.
Oh my God.
Hey, it keep on going as much as it want to go. Because I don't think gonna sit back like this.
Hey, but I got something.
I'm gonna press the sell button and then I'm gonna sit back like that.
Hey, but I got something real interesting. How do y'all feel about the newest meme stock? Do y'all know what it is right now?
Which one are you talking about? Oh.
Redbox.
What is that?
Redbox.
You know Redbox, the original Netflix and chill. Nobody, the red boxes, nobody buys them anymore. Yeah. While everything else in the market is trending down, it had its first red day in a while. We're talking about this thing was earlier this year was trading at $1.82. It's up to $15 now, and you see, look at this, how it just took off from $6 to $15 in less than a week. This is what the market's selling off. This thing is going crazy.
For here we go again.
I mean, this is going to be this is going to be a short squeeze. Because think about, this is just like AMC. Remember AMC during COVID? The movies were shut down. They were losing money. Nobody's buying this, but then those 13F filings come out and they see those short positions and they see everybody's shorting this. Social media, everybody's saying, hey, bring out the apes. You know, Wall Street bet, everybody, let's buy this. They're going to have to purchase the stock to get out of those short positions. Same thing is happening in Redbox. Redbox as a company is not doing anything special right now. Nobody's buying Redbox. I mean, you got streaming services. You got Netflix, Disney Plus. Nobody's trying to go and physically get a DVD player. Probably folks are going to be looking at DVD players like we looked at 8-track players. Yeah.
What you think? Y'all think Redbox has some up their sleeve? They got a partnership with Merger Loading or something? We don't know.
I think we haven't had a meme stock in a while.
This is based on their short interest or whatever. And I mean, I was reading stuff on Stock Twits today. They were saying like $20 and they were throwing out $50 and stuff like that. But remember, people were laughing when they said that about GameStop and AMC and stuff like this. And they went from like $20 to like $300.
Y'all remember that first sell-off, that second day when it had risen, everybody thought that it was done. And all it did was take everybody's money and move the price down, and people went and bought that up.
Yes.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And because we went from these short squeeze type plays to NFTs, we haven't had a meme stock in a while. We haven't really heard of NFTs kind of crashing either. So.
Mm-hmm. And boy, I'll let y'all talk about the cryptocurrencies, and I know Bitcoin and stuff was down. I just know from like looking at Coin and Mirror that they were down. So I know y'all know about the Bitcoin stuff. How they looking?
This Ethereum stuff is hilarious. Dogecoin is that. That Ethereum is insane, and I can't believe at one point we said Doge to $100.
Good, you trying to go to the moon.
Like it really. I mean, I don't know what the real use of it is, and that's what I think it is now. Especially if we hit a recession, nobody's gonna be back into Bitcoin and crypto and all of those spaces.
I was reading some stuff this morning. They were saying that they are expecting some kind of rally, but
Yeah.
2023 could be a recession year, like a year-long sell-off or whatever. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is actually the first like crypto never been in a recession or in a bear market yet, so it has to have that to be able to continue. And you know, on the Ethereum note, that Ethereum is basically all of the transactions on the blockchain are paid in Ethereum, so that is going to continue to generate revenue.
Yeah.
It's
I just don't know at the pace of which it's just because people were so far into it. Celsius was bought out today, or not today, but got bought out, and they were one of the big contributors because that's what a lot of people use their staking platforms for.
So,
Oh yeah.
so if you're new to crypto, what would you say is the safest play right now?
Watch, stay out the way before you can smoke.
You said the kitchen hot right now.
Listen, if you weren't in there before, you really don't have a foundation to really sit on, and you could easily blow your account without volatility.
So, you know, we hear buy the dip. So, is there no bottom? Have we not hit the bottom yet? Are we making fresh bottoms every day? Or
I mean, for Dogecoin, you sure are. Because you can get, I mean, that makes bottoms week or hourly. But it's just gotten to the point that it's like we don't really, I mean, look at Bitcoin being 22,000. Who would have guessed that it would go down this far? And there's no real reason, any fundamentals to say that it has to stop here.
I mean, I said, man, crypto in the bear market, man. Everything got to have a bear market.
So,
got to have a pullback.
So when we say like Bitcoin is at 22,000, like when it was trading good, what level was it at?
It started taking off around 42, I would say. At one point, it was up to 62 in February.
Wait. We went from 62,000 to 22,000.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. This is not. It was even
God.
at 60 in. Let's see, September 30th, 2021. It hit 67.
Yeah.
Think of all the people that bought into this thinking it was going to shoot to the moon.
Boy.
Hey, that's when you better know how to trade and not just invest.
Right.
Hey, that's because like, I mean, today is a prime example of that because I wanted to invest so much because everybody's saying buy the dip, everything is low, but
Right.
you got to know that, like, hey, you can't go against the market. The market is tanking. I wanted to buy Netflix. I wanted to buy where's Amazon.
The market is tanking, literally.
Amazon down to 103 right now. I want to scoop that up today because I got a volume profile right here, and basically on the side right here it shows you the volume associated with the different price levels. Coming all the way down here, there haven't been that many transactions for it at this level. Of course, they've kind of translated this over because, you know, a month ago this was like $2,200 or whatever. But now since they did that 20-to-1 stock split, this is what it's looking like right now. But still, it's, you see on my RSI, it's about to be oversold on the daily again. This is a great point, but it doesn't matter what kind of news Amazon comes out with right now, how good of a company it is. When the market's selling off like this, it's not going anywhere.
They said even today there was a temporary pause of Bitcoin withdrawal on Binance, and that that was at like 840, and they're saying it'll be back up. But look, that's the same thing that happened with Robinhood. People couldn't get their money out while everybody's trying to escape the market. I think Ethereum has hit their 2018. It went to below its 2018 level on Sunday. So I just think I mean, they're saying it's a 67% decrease even since November for the amount of money that crypto has and the market cap.
And I'm gonna ask you, since you had Hood, how do you know if they fixed that? Like, what if we? Because I heard rumors of it that they weren't allowing some people to hit that sell button. I don't know if that was Robinhood, if it was another platform, but you think they fixed that?
I mean, I've been able to sell some stuff.
I don't think at that time that they were doing it, they ever had that type of volume though.
Uh-huh.
Because that was when all the pump and dump stocks were happening. I mean, you saw that it was delayed 15, 20 minutes consistently.
Yeah. I was about to say, the thing is, like, I think they were very fresh and new then.
Uh-huh.
Like, this isn't an old company we're talking about here.
What? So they had too much chip on the dip.
Man, that right there got me. That's what has me scared to do these because it was plenty of times where I saw AMC and GameStop and even when Dave & Buster's was coming, I wanted to do it so bad. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, oh my God, what if I can't get out of this position? Yes. Can you imagine that? Stressful day, stressful week, stressful month. You go from being up to breaking even to owing money. Good God.
It was a get. I remember my dad called me and said, "You get out of it yet?" I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna hold on for a little bit." I got off the phone. I said, "Please don't let this be the biggest mistake," because you had no clue.
That's one thing about it. It's hard to let them go, especially when we just. Hey, it's hard to let them go sometimes, but hey,
because you thinking like it's gonna stop, and then that's when that emotional thing come in. It's like, okay, am I making a rational decision or an emotional decision? Like, it was hard for me to cut Amazon last week because I had been holding Amazon. I had got in at like 2,100. That thing had got up to like 2,200, almost 2,300. And I was like, when it started going down, I did not want to cut it because I got Amazon. I was like, dude, but you losing money. You got to cut it. But like, that's the name of the game. It ain't about what you got. The whole reason for this is to make money.
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest thing that this is teaching us is just you gotta have a plan with your trading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you jump in anyway. 4K, you remember you said you should jump in the middle of the ocean.
In the middle of the ocean?
Me too.
That's a lonely place. Boy, you looking like I'm the only one that's getting rocked like this?
Boy.
All I know is that VIX shot up over 30 today. And that's where it all started right there. Mm-hmm. I ain't buying nothing till it come up under 30.
Tell us a little bit about that. So what's the ticker for that? VIX. Yeah. Let's take a little peek at it.
Ooh. Look at that gap. This is basically the fear scale for the market.
Hey, and then when I'm looking at this with my indicators right here, that don't look good right there because I see a MACD crossing right here, and then the true tail or something when it's crossing the zero line, it's going from a bearish to a bullish set right here. Like, oh boy, that's around like 34 today. This thing could easily get up to around that $38 area. It got hot today, but it could be about to start cooking right now.
Hey, we got news back to back all week this week. Now we dropping all the information, all the reports.
Whoa! So what's going on this week? So I know we had CPI, but
we got CPI, PPI, retail sales, and we got the Fed meeting on the same day as retail sales.
What day of the week is that? We got something tomorrow?
Is that Thursday?
Wednesday.
So Wednesday is the first big one. Anything tomorrow?
Tuesday is the first one. Tomorrow is PPI.
And what's PPI?
They got to do something. They got to show with measuring inflation as well.
Mm-hmm.
basically, people charging more for goods
Uh-huh.
than usual, like stuff being more expensive.
Yeah, they come out with a hot
So
number. Is that gonna be before the market or in the
8:30.
afternoon or something?
8:30.
Ooh.
8:30. They're getting it out. That's why I think it's going to be really hard. I mean, that move is going to happen before the market opens.
Yeah, and they
Because they
talked
know
about
that feels are about to happen pre-market.
with that CPI number being so hot, they were saying like, well, that right there could be them moving away from like a 25 or 50 basis point move to maybe even a 75 basis point move. I was like, whew.
Man.
And hey, I know. Hey, that 75. I heard him mention it a little bit, but hey, look, they shoot all that stuff up. Oil about crude oil about to make a new high
Mm.
of all time.
You know they got oil news too on Wednesday. I'm looking at it now. They have that on Wednesday too.
That's almost like your safest thing. Like that's been.
Yeah,
Well,
energy.
I take that back. Hey,
Energy,
hey,
energy has been the safest.
it was. They hit their peak. When was this? The 8th. They peaked on the 8th, and what I have is I usually have like a sector report because
they knew.
I do try to keep up with it.
Yeah, that energy that came down. They could probably because they got some of those renewable sources in it, renewable energies and stuff too, other different energy, but that straight oil.
Yeah.
Let's go see what our favorite oil stocks looking like.
Oxy.
Oxy. Let's see.
Yeah. You know I love me some Oxy.
Hey, it might be Oxy. It might be Oxy time, cause
Man, look at this US. That's insane.
I'm
But I
talking
tell
about
you
the
what,
U.S. oil.
That U.S. oil has been doing nothing but just.
Well,
That might be the safest one there.
look how bad financials thing got hit this year. Look at that straight down. That's financials. Energy looks good, but even that hadn't sustained too well. Utilities is down as well for the year.
Mhm.
Consumer staples, we know about that with the retail stuff going on with Target and Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah. I just can't believe people are losing. These 401ks are dropping too. People are losing a lot of their
I don't even want to
plans,
look.
retirement.
I don't want to look.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. Hey, but see, that's the best thing about the U.S. economy. It always bounce back.
Hey, but are you gonna have any money by the time it
That's
bounces?
what I think we're starting from the beginning. It might bounce back, but I can't.
Boy,
I'm looking
you
at.
ain't what they say. What some folks say? You ain't losing to your soul.
Man, I'm looking at Oxy right here. I mean, they had a good run, and you see, basically when we saw that energy sell off happen, they started coming down too. So they cooled off a little bit. They're actually getting ready to turn bearish. So a lot of times the market moves really in three directions. You've got upward movement, you've got downward movement, and then you've got sideways movement where, kind of like channel based. And with the market, it's been selling off like this. People should not expect for it just to go from the bottoms and then shoot straight to the top. It's going to consolidate or whatever, and it's gonna move sideways. You're gonna have to be able to find good $5 and $10 ranges to be able to trade at. You're gonna see a lot of channels, and then
And
eventually,
I don't know if we can even trust those same ones because now that people are going to do that whole let's buy it up since we lost all the money on the way down type of.
Well, this gonna be an interesting week on this week, boy. That's all I got to say. All these reports coming out.
I can't wait.
That is nuts. And then Powell speaking again on Friday.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing news all throughout the day. So I don't know how the market would even have a chance to recover
I don't know what the market finna do.
Hey, I'm sitting on my put contracts.
Look, with the short, I mean, we find a sell, but it's the best thing.
Listen, I mean, we know that I
Yeah,
call it the fear factor. People sell faster than they buy. I mean, look at
Yeah.
it. Just look at Oxy. How long it took to go from this white line right here. I was about to say mu. I forgot. This is our average right here. Go from like $55 all the way up to $74. We're talking like weeks and weeks and weeks, maybe even a month to get there. But in a matter of a couple of days, that sell off, it did that.
mhm.
A month to
We know
go
what
up,
we're
a
doing
week to
right now.
come down.
We selling, and we know we're not gonna get any news that's gonna make anything good for us right now. I can't like it ain't nothing you can say that can help the market right now and tell people to buy. There's nothing you can say.
I mean, think about like the good companies like that's out there. Like I love Nvidia. I wanted to buy that today. I mean, that's on my list right there. But I know not to touch it right now because it's a growth stock. They had an earnings and I made plenty of money off of it here. I mean, I was in way down here like 159. You see it surged up from there to like 197. I cut it after that, but even them, they couldn't survive that. They went down with everybody else. When the market goes down, there are no winners. Hey, unless you trade in with the market.
Right, you got to be on the right side of the market.
That's why when I'm trading, I trade looking at two screens all the time. I'm looking at like I'll pull like my flex grid. You see, I'm always trading. I either have the SPY pulled up right here or I have the NASDAQ pulled up on the left, and I'm timing my entries. So my entry might be over here on the right. I'm timing my entries based off of the way the stock market is moving. If it's going down, I'm making sure I'm going down with it. Because it's just like the brakes are applied. It doesn't matter if you had like great news come out about Nvidia, it might just move sideways. It's not gonna shoot up if the market is shooting down. But if you get that
Right.
great news and the market direction is up, oh, I'm all in. I'm loading up the boat.
Do y'all think? Have y'all also been looking at any different time frames or anything like that, or?
Definitely, what I do and like my little rituals in the morning time or whatever, I mark out everything on like the daily. And sometimes I even been going out to like the 3 year weekly charts and sometimes even a 5 year chart. So I'll mark out like my major trend lines on the daily and stuff first, and then I zoom in to like the 5 minute chart to
Yeah.
see, okay, so I'll know because I do the same thing with like the SPY because I like to know when it's selling off. I'm thinking, where is it going? Where is the next support level going to come at?
Right.
That's it.
What's you guys' favorite charts to trade off of?
I used to like the 4 hour and the 1 hour just to make sure I had my overall confirmation, but now I'll get in there like the 30 minute. I'll go 1 hour to 30 minute just to make sure I got a better glimpse into the market because it can just turn around so quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. While I was looking at unifor stocks, I do like the daily 4 hour, and then for like currency exchange, I do like 415.
Uh-huh.
4 hour 15. Yeah, yeah, but on time frames, like it matters.
It only takes one time to get broke.
Man, let me tell you, I used to get burned. I
You
be
never
looking at that
forget.
RSI and then be like, okay, it's low RSI on the 5 minute. Get in there, like, ain't no way it's gonna drop down below this, and I would get burned. And then I would start doing it, basing everything. Oh, it's low RSI on the 30 minute. Then I get burned, because the larger the time frame, the more data that you have. So you have to honor. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from like a how can I say this? Like a priority stance or whatever. Yeah, the larger time frame is gonna take priority over it because it has more data. So now, I mean, I always start looking at like the daily, and then I zoom in. So even mostly all of my my scanners and stuff that I'm looking at, I'm either looking at it like you see here, VWAP, bull, VWAP, bear. Everything is bull and bear to me. So if the market is going down like it is today, I'm not looking at any of my bullish scanners. I'm looking at everything bearish.
Yeah.
And also that larger time frame takes a longer time for that moves to happen too. So that's also noted for the folks out there.
Yeah, I can't trade that. Still, that like that 1 minute and that 3 minute, that's too much for me. My nerves get bad with that. I can't go below 5 minutes, but my heart just be.
Yeah. You'll be thinking you need to get out of the trade immediately.
Right. It's going against me. But man, it's 7:47. We had a great discussion today. But before we end, we like to end everybody giving their stock picks for the week. 4K, we'll start with you. Are there any stock picks or any crypto? What you got on your watch list?
I like to just playing with the indexes right now because I don't have a lot of confidence in a specific entity that I would. I mean, there's a few that I would say I'll just keep trading them down, but in terms of trying to find anything where I'm dollar cost averaging or like that, like I would kind of stay against that. But I mean, I think everything in terms. I've been looking at Nas, U.S. oil is what I'm gonna take a look into now because that's been flipping from the current market position, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I like the indexes. I just been staying within those till I can find something that I have some confidence in, or if I see a big loser, then just stay with the market, what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. Ian, what you got?
So man, yeah, like I ain't fighting the market either. I am not fighting the market. I think if anything, I just try to look for, things that are oversold right now. They have been past due to fall with this market, catching from the high.
Hey, that's the best strategy, man. I done lost so much money trying to fight this market, trying to be the first person, like bragging rights. Like, look, I caught it at its lowest point. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that basically, we call that calling tops and bottoms. Yeah, right. If you don't have a crystal ball,
Exactly. Second, third place isn't bad in here. At least you got some security around you.
Yeah, you playing with fire. But like y'all, I already told you my positions. I'm short Netflix right now. I have a very bearish stance on everything. And then what you just dropped some knowledge for us and told us all this stuff that's coming out from a monetary policy, and the Fed's gonna be talking anytime the Fed opens their mouth. We may know that inflation is here. We know that the economy is bad. We know that it's selling off. But as soon as the Feds say it, every time they get on and say it, it's like it's starting over all over again.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't wait to see the type of moves that's about to happen. Cause like this is really at the breaking point. This is the breaking point.
And it's gonna be on a Friday too. They're gonna set up the weekend and just drain everybody's account and then go on about the weekend.
They're supposed to slam it on Friday. You know he got to slam it on Friday. He gonna see how the Feds move, how the rates do them on Wednesday. They're like, oh, y'all ain't moving yet, huh?
Okay. Let me get on back down Friday.
Add an additional 25 basis points to the 50 that we've already added.
Man, I done got so aggressive with this thing, man. I said, forget shorting stocks. I've been shorting options. Like if y'all gonna be this directional basis, I might as well load it up.
Everything.
Yeah. But I will tell you this. I am on the lookout for that relief rally now. First one on my docket is gonna be Amazon. I definitely want to do that, but I'm gonna make sure that I get some kind of confirmation first. I will make sure that I am not the first person on the reversal play. I want to it's gonna have to give me like a day of confirmation or something, or I'm gonna have it with a tight stop loss. That thing go 25 cents below where I bought it at, I'm cutting it. I ain't playing around with it.
This is somebody.
I tell you one that I'm just gonna be waiting on to lead the pack when it's time.
What you got?
Be waiting on the credit card companies.
Okay.
Get what? The recession coming,
Yeah.
rates going up.
Hey,
They finna put all these folks in debt.
I just saw one on one of my scanners. MasterCard is way down. Oh my gosh! Look at that! Look at that! That thing dropped out of that's a gap fill.
Hey, it's been giving a nice range. It's
From
been ranging nice too. Look at that range.
336 all the way down to about 326. That's a gap right there, and it's coming down. And you see with the standard deviation, where I'm looking at that thing. Where is that at? That's about 312 if it continues, if it's trying to go there. And you see, it honored it last time, and it honored it another time when it was dropping there. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking at those second deviations for those bounces there. With those financials when this stuff happens. You see here when we looked at the S&P. The only slivers of green that we're seeing are in the financials.
Yeah.
But
that's another one to looking at these. Looking at these stock splits.
Tesla just had one. They had a 3-1. Well, they just announced it, and then Google is gonna have one as well.
Yeah.
Google's gonna be in July. Yep. I'll be in on that one. I need Microsoft to have one.
Man,
how Amazon been going? Oh, all right. We waiting on to see what. When is that?
we definitely can't tell now.
You said when is Amazon's?
Yeah.
Oh, they already had it. That was last week.
Yeah,
June 6th. Last Monday.
All right. Couldn't even get a rally off of that.
Nothing.
It had it rallied for 3 hours.
Right.
It went from
just like you said, it went into consolidation and then went straight.
It came in at 123. Went from 123, 128. I was very excited because I had 200 shares. I made some good money. I mean, you see that's $1,000 off the rip, and then it went from 128, and it ain't been there since then. Today, what is at? It's at 103 right now. So,
jeez.
but y'all, we can go on and on and on about this, but I'm starting to smell dinner in the background, so it's about that time. But before we leave, we encourage everybody to go over and go to our website, hackthemarketstrading.com. There's a lot of information in there. If you're watching YouTube, please, please, please like the channel, subscribe to it. If you can, you can join us on Telegram. We have a free community, and we also have a paid subscription community called our premium community. That's where you're basically with us throughout the daytime, and we're giving you live trading advice. You don't know which direction to go. Hey, throw us a line, and we're gonna help you along the way. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we will see you guys on next Monday, and hopefully, we're gonna be profitable, but we're having these for you guys so that you can be profitable along with us. But until then, we'll see you guys next week.